Hey guys, and welcome to this episode of 5 Minutes with 5 Star. This is the recap show where we take all of our shows from Instagram that we do during the week, put them together in one show, and let you guys get to enjoy them in case you got to miss out on them. We hope you guys enjoy this format, by the way. If you do, let us know in the comments. Otherwise, you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you on Monday on the Facebook Live show. Bye. Welcome to Monday. Woo-hoo. Let's go find Fernando.
Hello?
Yeah, where are you?
Oh, I'm right here, man.
Yeah?
Can you see me?
Oh, I can see you.
Yeah.
What you doing?
I was tired. I want to sit down.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You putting in a backup camera? Bingo! So his favorite thing to do is put in a backup camera. So I thought it'd be fun to crawl up underneath the car and, I don't know.
Not true.
Oh, you know it is. Ugh, look at that. Oh, what is that? Oh, there's like stuff hanging. Ooh, gross. Ooh, okay. Yeah, what's up, Bobby? How you doing? How's everybody having a wonderful Monday? Ever done an 07 Subaru STI before? Yes, we have. Alright, that's exciting. Alright, well, there's Fernando. Okay. Let me roll out from underneath here. Ugh. Sitting down on the job. So how's everybody doing today? A couple things. You guys got a bunch of videos that launched yesterday and today. 3 full videos of fun and excitement. Yes, granted, 2 of them were this thing, but you got install diaries. Was that exciting? Did you watch the install diaries?
Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
So far so good. That brings up an interesting point. So there was some questions about the video in the Halo 9.
Okay.
And because we put the plastic on top and the plastic on the bottom, was that going to affect any airflow? The answer is no. The radio really has nothing inside of it. It's the mount pretty much takes up most of the radio. The bottom bracket was actually sitting off of the radio because we had to tilt it in order to fit into the car, and the top bracket is just the front part of the radio where the actual mounting structure is inside of the radio. What?
So, that radio was an Altima.
Yeah.
For how long? 2 years?
No, a year. About
a year. Okay.
Yeah.
A year. And
same mount, which I showed in the video.
Exactly. Same mount. Everything was the same.
And he lives in Miami where it gets really hot.
He lives in Miami. And nothing happens.
Yeah.
That was perfectly
It's all
fine.
good.
So, yeah.
This ain't our first rodeo, kids. It's not our first rodeo. Question: 4 coax and a set of tweeters sound good? Yeah, I know, components, but want to try something different this time around. So if you're just going for... alright, what the guy's asking is if I do a set of coaxials in the front, coaxials in the rear, and add a tweeter, is that going to sound good? Yeah, we do it all the time.
It's going to be bright.
It's just really bright, really loud, gives you a lot of tweeter. Rockford actually used to make a set of speakers that came with 2 tweeters. So you could mount them on the middle of the speaker, so you'd have a mid-range with 2 tweeters, or you could have a mid-range with 1 tweeter and one that you mount up somewhere else. Or you could take both the tweeters off, so you could have a mid-range and then 2 external tweeters. The whole idea behind it is as long as you're not trying to do imaging, yeah, it'll work fine. It'll just be really bright. Hey guys, I'm having trouble with my PDX V9. The mids and highs won't keep up with the 210s. So the PDX V9, though, is we consider one of our most favorite 5-channel amplifiers. The problem it does have is that it's an Alpine, and Alpine builds in their... There he is right there. See, he's got the cool roller. They build in their current... their for lack of a better term, like their DD1 built into it on the input sensitivity. So if you turn it up too much, it tends to shut the amplifier down. And if your 10s are too loud and your highs aren't loud enough, what you may want to think about doing is getting a small amplifier for the rear speakers. Like Stinger makes a cool little 2x150 or 2x75 amplifier. Yeah. It's like 4x4. And taking your PDX V9 and just bridging it to the front speakers to make them louder. Give them more power, because more power is better. But that would be a good idea to do there. We've done that. For what application would you recommend Hertz SPL show speakers? Well, I think the question is the answer. SPL show. You know, if you're trying to do just super loud, crazy, don't care about anything other than stupid, loud, crazy, those are the speakers you want to do.
Correct.
Offset license plate or always center cameras. I like the center camera. I hate offset because the radio... That's one of the things that I keep asking the aftermarket radio manufacturers to put in their radios is some form of a camera DSP, digital signal processor, not sound processor, so that we can go in. It's real simple. Just like when you're cropping a photo and you can move around and find the crop you want, we should be able to zoom into our cameras and crop them so we can center them back up where they need to be. When you put it off center, just 3 inches out, like 8-10 feet, is going to be off tremendous. And that's terrible. So you have to explain to the customers, it's like, okay, don't actually look at the picture, look at the lines, and even then you have to make sure your radio has lines, because if you use the lines that the camera have, they're going to be going off to the wrong direction. So I like going center, dead center on the plate, so that I'm sure that if they're going to run into a wall, you know, they're going to run into a wall, but at least the camera was good. Let's see, let's go back here. Is it worth the money to get the SMD DD1 for occasional use? Ooh. I mean, Steve would probably say yes, and I'm not going to argue with that, but I feel that if you buy something like the Lumi oscilloscope digital multimeter, that you'll get way more use out of that because you'll have a digital multimeter and an oscilloscope. Hang on. So let me go over here to Fernando's toolbox. He's got the new one in his toolbox. I have the old one in mine. They're about $80, so they're a little cheaper than, but this is it here. So this will allow you to use the oscilloscope. Basically going to do the same thing. You can buy, if you're in iTunes, he actually sells the soundtrack to the DD1 on iTunes. You can get it for $10. But this will allow you to do the same thing with the oscilloscope. We have a video showing you how to set your gains with the Lumi. It's like how to use the Lumi to set your gains. So yeah, something to think about there. But hey, if you just got to have cool stuff, well then, buy the DD1. This guy, yay. But you know, without having, I feel like buying the Lumi. If you have to have one tool, that will serve you better because it'll give you a lot more functionality, and hopefully you'll learn a lot more as far as use. You can, if you have an issue with your electrical system or something like that, hey Fernando, the guy with the cars here that you need to go talk to him. So he's coming. He's coming. Give me 1 second. So yeah, there's that. Peace. All right, let me go back here. The Lumi is really nice. The Lumi is really nice for the price. See, I have the old one. And the new one is much cooler. Hang on. There, so this is the old one. And we'll compare the two. So this one is actually bigger and has a lot more buttons because I guess they figured out that they can use one button to do more than one thing. So, as you can see, the new one is a lot nicer, a lot smaller. I finally got my 706 installed in my 2019 Dodge Ram. Oh, that was fun, I'm sure. Thanks. You appreciate the feedback, and we like giving it to you. Do you really think the PPI will pay attention? Wait, hold on. You really think the people will pay attention to pics if it's not centered? Let's be honest. People have no common sense and are lazy. Ooh. Okay. So I guess what I look at is I'm trying to protect the stupid. That's really what I look at. If I put a camera in a car and it's off center and the guy backs into a wall because he was like trying to be one of those dead center guys, then he's going to come back and he's going to be pissed at me. So I like to avoid, just like everyone else, always build for the lowest common denominator. There's no difference with installation. Sometimes we have to do things for the lowest common denominator, and that is to avoid the guy thinking that his camera is centered and he's got another foot on the left side or the right side and he doesn't. That's it. That's just my thought on it. I don't sleep at night and I think of stupid stuff like this. No, you definitely can't fix stupid, but you also don't want to put your way. You also don't want to stand in front of it if you can avoid it. Going to Disney Saturday to pick up your. Oh, cool. Thank you, Bobby. Are there any non-powered subwoofer enclosures that will fit under the front seat of a? No, not that I can think of. Under the front seat of that, you really can't even fit an amp underneath that, for gosh sakes. Any pointers on installing my Halo 9 and my 2007 Colorado? Did you watch today's video? That's really what it comes down to. You know, anytime, the problem with the Halo is really front heavy. And though they build the brackets out of metal, it's still very front heavy. So building up the dash like we did in today's video, you know, it just really comes down to your tolerance as far as how like you are. Like when I had it in my Camaro, that didn't bother me. Like it didn't shake much and it didn't bother me. But having it in the Toyota, it did. And the Nissan Altima that he had before that, it was just like it was bad. So we wanted to make sure that it was as strong as possible. Dean, I picked up a 94 Super Coupe T-Bird. Think I can do a double din? Yeah. I don't see why not. I mean, you know, if you can do a little body work, you can fit a double din. I'll watch the video after work, definitely. All right, let's go back here. All right. Oh, there's a... Nope, feedback. Okay. Well, heck. All right, I think we've talked for 5 minutes. That's cool. Thanks, you guys, for asking some question. Doug did an iPad. I thought that was the right year in his. So, yeah, if Doug can do one, then I know you can, too. Maybe. All right. Well, that's been 5 minutes 5-star. It's Monday night, so that means at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, if you head over to Facebook, well, we'll be live and we'll answer more of your questions. And if you missed that, you can catch the rebroadcast. Oh, his is a 95. Okay, so you have that other dash. Ooh, that one's going to be tight. But hey, do you really need air conditioning? Guess that would be the question. Anyways, if you missed the broadcast tonight, head over to YouTube tomorrow. We'll have the rebroadcast of it. And of course, like we said, we're back to a normal schedule. So we're going to have install diaries for the rest of the week. We got a big one coming up that it's going to be multi-part. I'm going to tell you right now because it's a big, long one and lots of stuff going on there. So stay tuned, enjoy, have a fun time. If we don't see you tonight, well, we'll see you Saturday. See you guys. Bye. Good day, everyone. How's everybody doing? Fernando, what's going on?
What's going on, guys? Can you hear me?
I don't know.
I don't know. I want to see it.
Let me see. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
That's a commercial right there, man.
That is a commercial. What is going on, everyone? And welcome to Tuesday? Welcome to the Tuesday show.
Today's Tuesday, yes.
So, in preparation for our AMP Global trip to Knowledge Fest Dallas.
Correct.
That's a sponsor, by the way. We're going there on their behalf to do cool stuff. We need to get our gear all prepped and ready to go. One of those things that we're introducing this year is this cool microphone right here.
What's up, Bobby?
And of course, it has a 5-star sticker on it so that everyone knows it's ours. Last year when we did this show, we had 2 lavalier mics, and we tried to come up with a rig so that we could have this phone.
Are you okay?
Well, yeah, I gotta learn to hold it still.
Yeah.
Which you're gonna have to learn to do because you're gonna be holding this.
Anyways, I got it.
We had a mic and it sucked, and we had a really hard time with volume, even though we had maxed out. So this year we purchased this guy, which is part of the combination that we have. So his lavalier, this, and it's nice. It seems to be working. I'm just testing the audio right now. That's why I have on my cool Sennheiser HD Pink Floyd edition headphones, so I can make sure they're doing well. They are.
I just want to know how is the audio for you guys.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think of the audio. That's key because this is what we're going to be using to talk to you guys while we're in Dallas. So give us a mic check 1, 2, because I got 2 turntables and a microphone.
Perfect. Tony says it's good.
Tony says it's good. All right, let us know. So the idea here is that we're going to be on the floor, walking around with this rig. We're either going to be on YouTube, we're going to be on Instagram, and this rig is going to allow us to go up to those guys and ask them the hard-hitting questions like, how is the Halo 9 selling?
Sounds amazing.
And we'll be able to ask those. We'll also be able to run around, do all the cool things that we've done in the past. If this is your first time joining us on the Knowledge Fest trip, it is exciting to say the least. We have 3 days on the show floor. And as if you caught last night's show or the rebroadcast this morning, there's tons of vendors that are going to be there. I'm excited. The Saturday show is going to be live where we get to introduce you to all the people that are there that are brave enough. I say that brave enough because a lot of them are chickens to come on the microphone and tell us. That was a good
That was a
invitation.
good invitation.
I know, I'm good at sound.
And don't forget, guys, this show and the next show in Dallas is brought to you by I'm Global. I'm Global is Stinger, Pack, EcoMaster, Phoenix Gold.
And we're also doing the training right now. We're setting up, as you can see, the little laptop sitting over there on the workbench. We're getting our class together right now.
Yeah.
For videoing.
Yeah, correct.
It's going to be fun. So we just did a dry run of me standing and talking for an hour to see how it could do. Morel or JL?
Let me show you just this.
Morel. I love Morel.
There you go. Right there.
I love Morel a lot. If this wasn't bolted to a tripod right now, I'd pull some Morel out and show it to you. Ooh.
Oh, I have some.
You know what? No. Don't grab that. Don't grab that.
Okay.
Go grab the carbons.
Oh, okay.
Grab the carbons. Now, for those of you who've never seen a Morel carbon, you're about to be amazed.
Jesus.
Jesus? Why Jesus?
Jesus.
See here?
Help me.
One of the cool things about Morel is they've come out with a new line of speakers in the Virtus line, and they're the Virtus carbons, and I believe I'm saying that right. And why they're so cool, well, you know what? I'm just going to let them speak for you. But they make them in two kinds. They make a coaxial version as well as a component. This is the three-way component, so it comes with their mid-range, their tweeter. And the mid-range is equally as exciting. No, just give me them. Just give me them.
You want the mid-range?
I want, yeah. Okay.
It's a pancake.
Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah. So they actually have a coaxial version of this called the Integra, and what they've done is right here in the center, they have the tweeter mounted.
Correct.
Super sexy. Now you go, oh man, that thing's not going to do anything. It's not going to put on any mid-bass. It's not going to do anything like that. You'd be wrong. These things are incredible. Now what makes these really unique is that they are that shallow. And they put out an amazing amount of sound for being that shallow. Hand me the mid-range?
Yes, sir.
Can you do that? Now, one of the nice things about these is they're becoming real popular classic car kick panel speakers because they just go right in. They sound great. That's my point. All right? They have a full depth speaker sound, but they're that thin. So these are becoming the classic car speaker in that you can put those right in those crappy classic car kick panels, or if you wanted to do multiple pairs in the door and your window regulator is in the way. Now what spawned the idea is this guy right here. This is their mid-range speaker. They've been making this a lot longer. They've been making that, but it's a dome mid-range, as you can kind of see there from the reflection. The dome is as wide as this here, the magnets on the inside. That's the crossover. This is the three-way set. Let me see that for a second. Is this input tweeter? Okay, yeah, so it's not bi-ampable. All right, cool. Very nice crossovers. So anyways, those are the Morels. Did I get the carbon right?
Yeah.
Yep, Virtus carbon. So that's their carbon line. If you've got a need for those, definitely check them out.
The model number is the Virtus 90603.
Spectacular. So those are them. So I hope that answered your question as far as which ones I like better.
Oh,
have you guys done any 2019 Silverados? You know, that's funny. We get that question a lot, and no. We've done the Camaros, but we have not done the Silverado yet, which is kind of surprising. The 19 is a whole new platform, though, and that it uses all new plugs. None of the old stuff works. So there's no adapters right now, so it's strictly a sucky cut harness. Going to have to do. We'll probably see, it may be a year before we start to see pieces for that come out, but we'll know more at, January when CES rolls around.
Next year.
But yeah, right now it's still I feel like the first products that are going to come out for that will probably be a harness from Excess.
You think so?
Remember, your mic's right there so people can hear
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, they're hearing all that.
Okay.
Yeah, every time you rattle, that's
I see.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's loud.
So, anyways, that's that. What else do we got?
Let's see.
This might be a truly 5 minutes with 5-star for once. Wouldn't that be cool?
Hey, what's up, Johnny? Yes, they are awesome.
I kept the factory radio and high-leveled it to a DSR-1. Sounds amazing. That's what we'd be doing. So, good job there.
New mics?
Just replaced the radio on my Jetta with the Fender audio. Now the speakers can't handle high volume. Okay. That could be a problem. What was the ohm load on the old speakers that you took out? That could be where you're having an issue. Or did you amp it? I know that you can go in, if you want to bypass the amplifier, you can get the Volkswagen software to change the output of the radio. I'm not real familiar with it. I haven't done it, but I know it's doable.
You welcome RDN Junior 0113.
Oh, you're right. Aska just showed up yesterday.
Yeah.
You guys all right. You guys giving us a list when you'll be at times live at Knowledge Trust. Yes, Bobby. We're going to have a whole list as far as when that's going to be happening. That list, I'm going to try to have that for us on the Saturday show. We'll give you a whole itinerary of what's going to be going on and when to look for us as far as the pre-planned shows, meaning what time they're going to be on, days, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As far as when we're just going to pop in and say hi, that could be anytime.
Anytime.
And yes, these aren't new microphones. We're just trying out. This is a new addition to it. So we're just making sure that this works. I know I have to keep it here. This is going to be his mic so that we can go around and he can pass it. I wanted to use it for once because he always gets the cool new toys. Is it normal having a small hiss in speakers only when there is
not music playing?
Great. So that is called floor noise.
Yeah.
Could also be called gain hiss. Is it normal? Yeah, kind of. It could also be you have the gain up turned. You could okay. Couple things. You could have the gain up turned up too high.
Yeah.
If you're integrating into a factory radio, a lot of times, like a Ford, you're always, I'm not gonna say always, but you're always gonna get some form of floor noise gain hiss. You could try turning the gains down and see if it goes away. More than likely, it's not an EQ thing. So, like, even if you turn down, let's say 20,000 hertz, it's not going to go away. But yeah, it's usually floor noise, and that's just when everything turns on. If you want to figure out if it is truly floor noise, just turn your gains all the way down and see if that noise goes away. And then as you're turning your gains up, what you want to do is just keep turning them up until it's noticeable, and then back them down a little bit. And that's really all the power you're going to get out of it if you don't want any of that noise.
All right. What kind of amplifier do you use for those Morel Carbon?
I mean, if it was me, I'd probably buy the Morel 5-channel or the Morel 4-channel and just bridge it onto them 2-channel mode. That would be my answer to that. Or something that's going to give me 150 to 250 watts of output.
All right, how do you know if your car has ANC?
Well, we did a couple cool videos on it. So ANC is a funny little pickle. For those of you that's automatic noise canceling, it can also be referred to as fake engine growl. What it is it's a noise that's pumped into the stereo other than the sound that you're supposed to be listening to, like music. The easiest way to do it is to hop in the car with your digital multimeter, turn the volume all the way down on the radio, make sure the windows are rolled up, the hood is closed, the trunk is closed, everything is closed up, connect your digital multimeter on AC, meaning have it to AC, go to positive and negative of the speaker, and rev up the engine. If you get a voltage fluctuation that's fairly constant every time you or every time you press the gas, you're going to have some form of ANC. That's the easiest way to do it without an RTA, because it'll stay the same. Every time you go room, it'll just and come down, and then it'll go so that voltage will change on your meter. That's the easiest way to see if you have it. Yeah, that's about it. And then Google where to get it, how to remove it. Some is software driven, like on a new Ford. If you on an F-150, you can either go to the dealer and pay them $150, or you can do it through ForeScan if you're brave. If it's a Honda, there's a module. Some of the older Fords you could unplug.
Yep.
Pull pins. Some of the times all you have to do is unplug the microphones. The reason why you can't do that in a Ford is Ford doesn't use microphones. Ford is that engine growl. GM, there's usually what color is it? Like purple gray or purple blue?
Gray purple.
Is it gray purple?
I think so.
GM's usually like it's a purple. It's something with a gray or something with a purple in the back that you just snip and then it goes away, or you can go into the doors and remove the unplug the microphones. Microphones are definitely the easier ones to bypass. It's just sometimes finding all the microphones and disconnecting them. A lot of the times there'll be a front microphone that is tied in with a whole big assembly that can be difficult, but yeah, that's what you want to do there. What do you got?
All right. What could cause a hiss noise When the key is off.
When the key is off?
It happened overnight.
So if the key is off and you have a hiss noise, there again, it's floor noise from the amplifier staying on when you turn off the key. My guess is it's high level. So you're just, there again, you're hearing the floor noise of the amplifier making hiss without actually being in it. That would be my assumption. What is an LGD from Audio Control? Okay. It is a Zobel network. It's a Zobel load resistor network that is designed to tie onto the output of, let's say, a Ford and provide enough resistance to that Class D amplifier to smooth out the output of the amplifier. So, in other words, when there's a speaker connected to the amplifier, the load that the speaker is generating goes hand in hand with the output of the amplifier. The amplifier is designed to always see a load. That's why they will shut off sometimes now if you don't have a load on them. The amplifiers just turn off to protect themselves. So Audio Control came up with their answer for that, which works really well on F-150s or any Ford product for that matter, in that when you put that small load on there through their network, it helps to level out the output of their amplifier, specifically in the high frequency range in that F-150 Ford, because the tweeters tend to go like this up through, and they get real loud and raspy, and you can get floor noise. So throwing the LGD in there will level that thing back out, put enough load on it to where it thinks there's still a speaker connected, and it's a small load, and it lines everything up, and it just sounds way better.
So in the end of the day, yeah, you need it.
In the end of the day, it's one of those things that you can put on. It will not hurt if it doesn't need it, but it will help it if it does.
You're right. Nothing works well.
Nothing works well on a Ford. Not going to argue that point. And I own one, so I can say that. I have a 2016 Honda Accord. I put 12 Alpines with the LP Sub 2. When I turn off the car and my bass knob is up, I will get feedback when I get out of my car. Correct. Did you disconnect the ANC microphones in the car or the module itself? It's 2006. It's underneath the radio.
16?
If you pull out the pocket, I believe. So it's going to be one of two places. It's either going to be right underneath the radio. There's the pocket that folds down. You pull the pocket out. You go right up. There's a little silver box. You unplug it. You're done. Or it's going to be in the glove box. It's going to be in the glove box, right above the glove box, right below the airbag, a little silver box, same silver box, you unplug it from behind.
But it's a 16, I believe it's right in the...
I think it's in the center console too. If you Google 2016 Honda Accord ANC disable, there you go. There are two microphones in the car. One is in the headliner in the back ceiling. That is the dead giveaway to figure out whether you have ANC. It's a Honda Accord, it's going to have it. But if you look up on the headliner and do this, it's right in the center of the headliner, even if you have a sunroof. And the other one is buried up into the light cluster. That's the harder one to bypass, so it's just way easier to pull the center console area out and unplug it.
Yep. All right, somebody say this spot.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Okay, this spot to Acura signal for LC7i in an Altima 2019.
Oh, best spot to acquire a signal in an Altima. Hang on. I think I need to run my own remote wire because it did not take off. The remote wire and the ANC have nothing to do with one another. So that's
nope.
There's nothing to do with one another. If you've already bypassed, okay. So the other thing that can happen too is if you've disabled the ANC and you still get the noise, what you're now getting is a low voltage. When the speaker moves, like when you shut your door or you close your trunk or you close your door and you move, the speaker moves a little bit and creates a small amount of voltage that's enough to turn on the DC offset, which in turn turns on the amplifier, which then moves the speaker more, and you get this circle of life, gets a perpetual sound, and then you turn on the car and it goes away. If you take a 100 microfarad cap and you put it at the speaker, across the terminals, at the speaker, that supposedly will fix it. Or you run your own remote turn-on wire, that'll fix it too. So that you're not using the DC offset to turn on the amplifier. Mm-hmm. That's usually the easiest thing to do because in a Japanese car like that, you could just grab the accessory at the cigarette lighter and just run that back to the amplifier. A lot of the times that's what we do when we run into that problem, just because the capacitor idea doesn't always work and we don't always have a 100 microfarad cap laying around. So.
All right.
We good?
Yeah. Do you reply about the Ultima?
No, what was the question again? Was it a 2000?
2019.
Acquire the signal.
Acquire the signal LC79 and 19 Ultima.
So I'm assuming it's a base model 19 Ultima.
We're assuming.
Either way, you're going to want front, left, and right. Definitely going to want front, left, and right in a new car because that's where all your chimes and Bluetooth and navigation and all the cool things are going to be coming through the front, left, and right if they're going to be on that signal. So you have to grab front, left, and right. Now, if it has backup sensors, you want to figure out where those backup sensors are coming from. If they're coming out of the back speakers, then you're going to know you're going to need to tap those as well. So in that case, you'd be doing, if it's just a standard front, rear, left, right, you'd be grabbing channel 1 and 2 off front, channels 3 and 4 on rear. And then you have to figure out where your sub bass is coming from. That's key in this because the way an LC7i works is it automatically takes the rear signal and feeds the subwoofer from that, which doesn't work in a lot of cars because the front doors actually play deeper than the rear doors. Now, if that's the case in your car, which you could just easily play some sound, put your ears to the door, if you're more bass coming out of the front speaker than in the rear speaker, you know then that is the speaker you want to be your subwoofer playing off of. So what we do in that case is we don't pay attention to what the LC7 says on it. We put our rears into channels 1 and 2 inputs, and we put our fronts into channels 3 and 4 input. What that's going to allow us to do is now our subwoofer is automatically going to take the sound coming out of channels 3 and 4, which is front where the bass is, and go off to the sub amp. Now we also have to pay attention on the output side. So output 1 is going to be for rear, output 2 is going to be for front, and output 3 will be for subwoofer. So if it's confusing and you want to make sure you don't screw it up, get yourself a little digital printer, print those labels out on top of it, and then you'll be, fine. And we've done that before, just in case someone has to go back after us and try to figure out what we did. We'll label those so that we know. Now, the other thing you can do is, if you don't want to do that, is you can run jumpers externally, and then you have to go inside and turn off that feature for channel 3 and 4 to feed subwoofer. You have to go pull the jumper and switch it to input, and then you can run a output out of the front. You have to Y them off and go into those rear inputs. That's why I don't like to do that. It's just much easier just to change the inputs and you get way better sound.
Yep.
Nice. Hey,
all right.
What's going on? From all the DSPs you've done videos on, which would be the most user-friendly for someone who hasn't used one? I don't know why I thought it's a trusted one. I was like, gosh, that's a great question. See, the problem with DSPs is each one of them has a little bit of a headache involved in them. That is 100% for sure there. Are you gonna go DSR1?
Well,
I mean, the only problem with with the DSR1 is making sure that it saves.
And that's the problem.
And that's the problem. But all of them seem to have that problem. Well, not all of them. A couple other ones seem to have that problem also.
Actually, the Forza.
Yeah, but that's not a DSP. He just wants a straight DSP. So you either have straight DSP, you have the PXE Alpine, which isn't.
It's just an amplifier with DSP.
Well, yeah, but but that software I think is way more complicated than DSR1 because I really like the DSR1 app for the tablets. I feel like that is. I would go DSR1. 2 reasons. 1, download the tablet app and play for it for a little bit. You'll get a good idea. 2, it's like $270. So for $270, you get 4 channels of input, 8 channels of output. You're not breaking the bank, and it gets you into DSP with more DSP controls than you could ever possibly want. So, and the software is pretty good. I think the DSR1 work good for 2017. Oh yeah, dude. If you have a 2017 JBL Tundra, totally get the DSR1 AR compatible. So what you're going to do is you're going to get the AR harness for it, flash it, boom, good to go.
Okay, do you think that the Rockford 362 are still relevant?
No. Okay, so I was never a fan of Rockford 362. There again, it's a basic DSP like anything else. I think right now, though, there are so many cool DSPs out there to play with. Is it relevant? Sure, it's a DSP. It'll do a bunch of neat stuff. It's not like the wheel isn't round anymore. It's not spinning. It's just a matter of there is so much more stuff out there to play with that I would rather play with than that, I guess is, the easiest way to say that. But no, it's still got a ton of features built into it that even to this day, a lot of DSPs don't have. It's just working your way through the software is most of the problem with DSP isn't the DSP, it's the software. Let's be honest. The software and whoever designed it is typically what drives us up the wall. It's nothing to do with the DSP. DSP is just a box, and the box does what you tell it to do. If you can't navigate through the software, then who cares? The software on that was never anything that anyone was like, ooh, this is so amazing. But the features it had were great. So, but I think now a lot of manufacturers have caught up to that, and it's like they've planned it out a little better, and you can get cooler stuff. I mean, I even think their own product, the DSR-1, is kicking its butt. So that tells you something. Now I'm going to get hate mail from Rockford. What are you telling these people? What DSP should I use for a 2015 Chevy Impala? There again, I don't want...
You feel more comfortable.
You know, which... Okay. Go back and watch our... I got to make a playlist that's just like all the DSPs that we talked about. So there's a ton of standalone DSPs and a ton of them that we haven't even had a chance to review yet. But, you know, like the JL, the Tweak 88.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. It was a great DSP.
Actually, that was pretty good,
it was. I enjoyed it a lot. Other than the input and output settings on it were like, what are you guys thinking? Other than that, it was great. Oh, and speak of the devil, it's Haley, and her head is right in the way. For the money, I think the DSR-1 is still kicking everybody's butt.
Yep.
What's up, Smiley? Hey. All right, guys, we got to get back to it. Thanks for chiming in today. We hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Bye.
That's a lot of power for those subs.
What's going on? It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Why would you want a picture with no image?
I don't know.
Be careful, man. My horse will get you. There you go. There's your image. Look at that. Is that a floating screen? Could be. Do you guys want to see it? Huh? Yeah? What do you think, Fernando?
You want to see it?
Yeah?
You want to see it?
Huh? Yeah. Who is? All right.
Show them.
Show them the money. Ooh, hold on, not me. There we go. Ooh, look at that. That's another Elevate. Hey, you know what's neat about this Elevate? Look where the buttons are. Oh yeah, this is Gen 2. That means you can flip the buttons. Now, it's not just it's a whole new piece. So it's not just the screen, it's the brain box. But the only thing that stayed the same was the harness. But you can now have buttons up, buttons down. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Somebody said, I'm here to the pizza.
I'm here for the pizza.
Oh, where's the pizza? I'm hungry.
DB3 or 5.5s. I would do the DB3. I'm not gonna lie, I'd do the DB3. It's probably way easier. That would look great. And SL AMG Black. Yeah, pizza party. I just had. Honestly, I just had pizza. I had pizza for breakfast. Had leftover Papa John's, so I'm good with pizza. SQ of Elevate. Well, you got to remember the Elevate has the Toshlink output.
Correct.
So you can go directly out of this guy here into your DSP. So whatever is coming over this, right in the DSP.
What school do you recommend for car audio?
What's what?
What school?
School?
Yes.
Ooh.
Well, right here we have one in Florida.
Okay, so you have Installer Institute
that's
here in Florida on the other coast that just got approved for federal grant assistance. So now it's a full-fledged college. So you can use whatever that stuff is where the government helps you pay for college, which is really cool.
Yeah.
However,
if you want to learn,
I think mobile. It depends what you want to learn. Right. I mean, I think like Mobile Solutions is doing a really good job, and with fabrication now they're bringing in Ken. They do laser
integration.
So there's a lot going on there, and then you also have Kingpin.
It has Kingpin, and Vegas.
There's another one, which I can't think of what it is. But really, what I would recommend is trying to. Okay, so if you're financially off and good enough, meaning like you're still living at home and you're still like mom and dad are helping pay for it, you might want to think about trying to find a local internship or even out-of-state internship where they're willing to train you. So I mean that's like what happened with Fernando. I basically trained him, and he's awesome. I mean, he gets crushed by my high horse every now and then, but other than that, he's awesome. All right, so I see something on an SC430. We'll come back to that. What was this one? Why do I keep saying that? Oh, crap. Not that. Oh, I ruined it.
San Texas.
I killed it. Oh, there it goes. What was the question? I don't know. Hello from St. Thomas.
2016 Yukon. Yep. Replacing front with components for dash location. Do you prefer tweeters 2.5 or full range? Or go 3-way?
I mean, the 3-way sounds really good.
Yes.
Okay. If you want the best 3.5 in the world to go up in that dash, and I only say that because Nick Wingate put him up in his dash and he won the championship with them, get yourself a set of the Illusion 3-ways. Or the Illusion 3.5s. Duh. They're a bi-ampable set, meaning they come with an outboard passive crossover, so you can go full active with them, tweeter in the center, mid-range. It's one of the only pairs of speakers like that you can go full active on. I don't know if the Audio Frogs do or not. That would also be something to look at. But that would be, you know, if I'm building my dream system, I'm building Nick's system, which was the Illusions and the Dash, for sure.
Have you guys done a video setting crossovers in a head unit?
I mean, we've done the head unit where we show you how to adjust them, but not like specifically like why you choose this frequency, I don't think.
Right.
I have an SC430. I want more bass. How big sub can I go? SC430, isn't that little convertible Lexus, right? It's an 8, and that's as big as you're going to get in that location, is an 8. Because where that is, it's barely an 8. Yeah. Typically, we put like a kicker in there and call it a day. Quick fact, this was the last car I have a tape player from the factory.
Oh.
Yeah, you definitely want to replace that. What do you guys think of cars not having CD players anymore? I don't care. Do you care about CD players?
What is a CD player?
Exactly. Like my Camaro came with that CD player. Until recently, it never had a CD in it. I only played a CD in it once I bought the Iasca test disc. Up until then, I never played a CD in it at all. So it doesn't do anything for me. I feel that everything I need is right here on this phone. Would you agree?
I agree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
What is in my phone?
Your phone is right here watching me. Watching me, watching you. Well, that sounds like a Phil Collins song. Would you recommend the Alpine ILX 259F over this? Okay, good question, Fernando. Do you want to jump on that one?
Okay, what
so the 259 or the Elevate?
The 259 or the Elevate?
So not the 309, the 259 or the Elevate. Which one would you rather have?
It's just like that floating screen right now
for me. Okay, floating screen aside, you got to answer the question. Elevate, 259. Putting them on the spot.
Elevate.
Hurry before you get crushed by my horse.
Elevate.
You're going to go Elevate?
Yeah.
I was going to say Elevate too, so if we're looking at the 259 versus the Elevate, I'm going the Elevate. I feel it brings more to the table, and honestly, I like the fit and finish of it. It feels good. So Bluetooth quality is good enough, or do you recommend aux cord? I hate Bluetooth quality. I recommend aux cord, or just say screw it and go right up to something that has wireless CarPlay, because if you get it, wireless CarPlay / wireless Android Auto, because if you get into that, it's all over Wi-Fi, which is way better sounding. It sounds amazing. What's up? I can't even, you got a bunch of numbers there. FLCAA. Thanks for the answer. No problem. What is the best Kenwood CD DVD deck to start with? The best one to start with, I'm assuming that would either be the cheapest, in which case they make the, what is it, the 2, am I in the shot? I don't want to be in the shot. What is it, the 2 series?
269?
So like they make it's a 6.2 inch 2 series touchscreen radio. It's really nice, a lot of features. I like it way better than the Pioneer, but if we're talking like top of the line units with CD DVD, then you want the 996. 9906. That has CD. And that's the best one. Those are the 2 top of the line, bad. Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. I love mine. Hello from Miami. Can you guys do a video on an LC7i install? So what we have planned coming up, meaning we haven't shot them yet, but we're working on them as far as getting all the things, is you had to start up the car?
Yeah.
Why'd you start up the car? Okay. Is a whole new series of LC7i videos showing all the functionality on the LC7i, inputs, outputs, carburetor full of soot.
Be right back, guys.
All right, we'll wait for you. Hurry. Gonna miss you, buddy. Gonna miss you. So there we go. SMD just did, yes. Steve just did a test on the LC7i. We're gonna do a little bit more different style testing than what he did. We did 3 videos on it probably 4 or 5 years ago that were really cool, that showed all the summing capability and basically broke it down into 3 different systems. They're kind of hokey. The information is good if you get past the first couple minutes where we're kind of hokey about it. But other than that, yeah. Thoughts on the Focal Access 165? Love them. Sell a lot of them. LC7i you have from the past, yes. Thanks, appreciate the help. 4 years ago. Yeah, it was 4 years ago. Okay. They were funny. They were definitely funny, and that was from a different time. We were going after a different idea of what the channel we thought it would be. Back then we were doing a lot of focus on Facebook, and we knew the people that were on Facebook, so it was neat. Dallas meetup, we're thinking about it. We'd like to, because we're going to be there Thursday, and we have several hours Thursday. We're getting there at like 11 o'clock on Thursday, and we got nothing to do until like 3. So I know that's kind of weird on a Thursday, but then again, I don't know, maybe one night, because I think all the trainings and everything gets done by like 8 or 9 o'clock. So I don't know if anybody's interested, DM me, and or direct message me and let me know what you got in mind.
Direct message.
Meet up in Dallas, the thing you desperately want to do.
That would be cool, man.
I know.
A lot of people. Yeah.
Come by, get a lanyard.
Say what's going on.
Can the Elevate show video while in motion? Yeah. It's got an emergency brake wire that you can do the whole, emergency brake wire thing too. I have something in my eye. But it's not a DVD player. So, I mean, if you're doing like a thumb drive video, which Jeff was listing all the formats of video that this thing will play. It's just like, I think there's every single one of them. And I think as far as high res, what was it? It was weird. It was like 80 something. It wasn't full 90. It was like 80 something. It was like weird. Weird I've never heard of, but that's okay. What install you just did? So we put an Elevate into, what kind of car was that? That's a Hyundai.
It's Tucson.
Tucson? Oh yeah, because
Tucson.
Tucson. We did the Hyundai Tucson. Actually, it was So we put an Elevate in a Tucson. It was for actually somebody from AMP Global wanted us to put it in for them. So cool. SC430 front speakers replaced, the Mark Levinson. So I'm guessing you're talking about the 6x9s. Believe it or not, what we found works the best up until now, but I feel there's a new contender for it, was the inexpensive Phoenix Gold line of speakers.
Yeah.
They sounded really good in there. However, now that Kenwood is making that 6x9, it's a 6x9 component. It comes with a 2-inch or a 3.5. I'd buy the one with a 2.5. I bet you that would sound good, and it's shallow. So you could probably put that one in the front there, and while you're at it, just go ahead and replace that little 2-inch in the door as well. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I wish they'd make that with a tweeter, but, hey, beggars can't be choosers. Although they do have an Exelon tweeter now.
Yes.
Ooh, I forgot. Yeah. There you go. Head over to KenwoodUSA.com or wherever and check out the Exelon, that stuff, those speakers. Those would be cool in there.
That would be cool. Yeah.
I just quoted a guy out like last week on the whole 430. He's like, I just want to tear it all out and start over. And I was like, oh, okay, let's have some fun. So, booyah, baby. He wanted Morel.
There you go. I have a 4-channel that has HP filter from
40 hertz.
40 hertz to 3K. What is the best for vocal speakers?
By vocal, I'm assuming you mean something like maybe a loudspeaker. Like, you getting that impression? Like a loud?
No.
Or a professional PA?
Just like a vocal.
Well, okay. So, I mean, most of the time, depending on the quality, you're going to be somewhere between 80 to 120 hertz.
Yes.
If you're doing something like a loudspeaker, like a PRV or a SCAR or Pro Audio speaker, there you go. That's what I was looking for. Then somewhere between 300 and 500 is probably where you want to be. Tweeter, you want to be up in the, depending on the quality tweeter, somewhere at 3.5, 3.5. You could even go higher if you were really worried. Maybe you go all the way up to 4.
What?
Tweeter crossover.
The K2s?
No, not the K2s. Oh,
that's what he
K2s.
said.
Oh, K2s 3.2.
Yeah.
3.2. K2s 3.2. Yeah. 12 or 3.2 24 dB Linkwix Riley. That's the whole thing. Yep.
That sounds like a direction.
Yeah. What did we just put those in?
We didn't put nothing. Now we test mine. Remember?
Yeah, but we were putting those in. We were putting those in something because we tested yours. Oh no, they were already in the truck. The F250. He had those in his.
Right.
And we used your tweeter to get the FS off of them, so we didn't have to pull his dash apart.
Yeah.
We were thinking that day.
Yeah, that's right.
Question made me think tweeter. Tweeter, pumpkin eater, had a wife, liked a beater.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we got? You got anything else on there that's pretty cool? Kentucky, long state, Kentucky.
Hello.
When we drive from Florida to Michigan, like Kentucky was that one state that you thought would never end because 75 goes through like the really long part of Kentucky.
Like right in the middle?
Yeah, well, no. On one side, it's longer than the other, taller, I guess. I don't know. For us, it'd be, yeah, it just map kind of screws your head. But anyways, it's like, when is this place going to end?
It's about to rain.
Well, Dean Car Lab happened before you get a new car. Yeah. Actually, we have a bunch of new Car Lab that are going to be coming out. As soon as we get back from Knowledge Fest, we're going to get our calendar all straightened out, get everything on it, what we need to get done. We just got from iData, we have the radar detector that integrates into the radio. So we have that guy that we're going to be putting in. We just got the new RR2 that we need to integrate into. We need to take out the RR, put the RR2 back in. We have this is the new harness to do AR in the Dodge that doesn't have factory amplifier. So if it doesn't have the Alpine system, but you still have the big screen, you can do AR now. This is the new harness for it. So that'll be starting to become available if it's not. Ooh, speaking of iData. Oh, iData, guys. Ooh. Let me just say one thing right here. If you got a Ford with that big ass screen in it, stay tuned. Okay? And I'm talking maybe an Explorer or something along those lines where ain't nobody building a kit for that anytime soon. Just hold tight, people. Hold tight. It'll be sooner rather than later. Yeah. Hey, Fernando. Yeah.
I just bought an epicenter.
Ooh.
Can you run the epicenter base knob and the amp base knob, or would you just one?
I would use both, and the reason why I'd use both is because that's the one thing that bugs me about the epicenter is it doesn't have subwoofer level control. It has effect. So yeah, you'd end up running both. That was the one thing that when we had him in here, we're like, hey, the WaveTech piece has both. Don't you think you guys might want to update yours to have both? And they were like, that'd be a good idea, I guess, huh? And we're like, yeah. 2016 Jeep Cherokee has touchscreen and all the heater and AC vehicle controls on it. How can I keep that stuff and go aftermarket? You have two choices. Since you have that big screen, you have this guy right here, which is going to allow you to do AR, which means you have to go something like a DSR-1, or you have to go with the Amp Pro from PAC.
Not
the new PAC, not this is just USB cable. The new PAC Amp Pro CH, I honestly don't know, but if you go in about 2.5 weeks ago, we did a video on just that thing where you have that big 8-inch touchscreen from Chrysler, and the new Amp Pro will allow you to integrate into it. If you just go back...
They just come out with a new dash kit for that.
They're coming out with a new dash kit for that. Yeah, it's not out yet. Yeah.
Alright. They say, hey guys, I had a local shop install a DBX 594 in my 2015 Ford Fusion. And before they install it, the rear speakers work, but now they don't. What would you be?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Was it Ford Fusion?
It's a Ford Fusion, 2015.
And now the rear speakers don't work. Huh. I don't know.
Ooh, man, that would be like...
I don't know. There's nothing about those rear speakers that are special. Yeah, I honestly don't know. Although, remember the Fusion that came in that we did? We have put the video up on? They didn't have rear speakers in it.
Okay.
The blue one.
Yes.
There was no rear speakers in that car.
That was not a Fusion.
Wasn't it a Fusion?
No.
What was it?
No, that was an SUV.
No, the little two-door.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't an SUV. That was a little sports car. It was the Fusion. It was the little Fusion. Guys came from Tampa. We put the two T-Series amplifiers in it. Blue. It didn't have rear speakers in it.
Just pretend I remember.
Okay, I'll show you the video later. Anyways, that actually didn't have rear speakers in it. Okay, regardless.
No,
I don't know.
He said it was working before.
Yeah, he thought they were working too. I'm just saying. I agree. There probably was speakers, but there's something to think about there. I saw Metro made a kit for the F-150 for the new Pioneer 8-inch. Is it? I guess the question would be yes. They are making one, but is it released yet? Is more the question, and I don't know the answer to that. If you would like to get in the queue to call Metro, though, start early in the morning, like right at 9 o'clock, and then
Grab
you
a
can give them
chair.
a call and see if it's available yet.
Yeah.
New dash kit for what? Nothing yet. Can't talk about it, but be
Where
patient.
is the TI-312 sub usually on the bench? Right there. TI-3, baby.
It's right there. It's
TI-3.
just sitting right there next to the Alma gate and the Scar. It's driving me crazy, to be honest with you, because they're taking up so much space, and I don't want them sitting here anymore. So that's one of the things we got to do in the car lab. We got to get that in the box along with those amplifiers into your car, because I'm tired of looking at them.
Next year, bro. Next year.
No, it ain't gonna be next year. It ain't gonna be next year. That is for sure.
No, I definitely, that's what we're trying to do. Believe me, like we trying to do. It's just like no time.
Well, I mean, if we stayed late tonight.
Yeah. It's a huge. It's a big subwoofer. Definitely, it's a big subwoofer.
How does the streaming work on the 9906? Wi-Fi streaming, so you have to have an Android phone, and it just works like it does in your living room. You pair up to it, and it mirrors your phone onto it. That's it. It's nothing all that exciting. It doesn't work for iPhone.
Okay, to be honest with you, I don't like that name, like mirror.
Yeah.
Because people get confused a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, that doesn't work. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's. I guess streaming would be a better.
Streaming that.
Is it streaming?
No.
Well, if it's mirroring, technically you can't touch a mirror and have it do anything.
Okay, some of the phones, some of the Android phones, they allow you
control
to be controlled from the radio. Some of them.
Right.
Some don't. So, yeah.
I want to hear the TI 1200.4. Yeah, you and me both. Yeah.
Me too.
Me too.
Seriously.
I mean, we got started on it. We had part of the video shot, and then we had the Elevate came in and took over.
That would be a. Oh man, that would be.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Yeah, stay tonight. We're not staying tonight. No, we stayed late for the past 2 weeks. We're not staying tonight. We're not staying late. We'll start doing that after Knowledge Fest. We need to get our sleep, man. We need to get caught up. I mean,
Wait. When we come back from Knowledge Fest, we're going to be like this.
Well, we'll be dead, but, I'm still trying to rehab from the last 2 weeks of video editing. And then, back into the swing of things, making install diaries now, so.
Yeah. Well, hey, do you put the video today?
Any word on contests? Yeah, okay, so the next contest we're going to do, we're hopefully going to find a ARC Audio fan. Someone that loves ARC Audio. So the plan is we're going to give away the box, this box. So you get this box. There's like 2 or 3 lanyards. There's 2 or 3 bottle openers. There's a bandana and all that. We're just everything we got that is not an amplifier, because we're keeping the amplifier. Right? That we need to keep, because that's going into the lab. But we're gonna give this away.
Yeah, this is a cool box.
So,
remember,
but we want
#720 people.
We want to find a Scar fan that loves Scar and would love to have this, and of course the other swag, just to, and we'll ship it out to you. I gotta find a box big enough to put it in.
Look at that.
But yeah, you'll get this. You don't have to go. You're not getting the case. The case stays with me.
Forget about the case. Just
Forget about the
box.
case. You're gonna get the lanyards and the box. Well, Bobby, you know what? We'll have to figure something out. Dean, you look like you are letting your hair grow out. I just cut it yesterday or last week. The problem is when I get stressed, this gets puffy, and this is white right now. So
you get stressed, the hair start coming.
Yeah,
out,
it starts coming out of the side. So we've had a real stressful couple weeks. So yeah, this doesn't grow for anything, but this, Jesus, man, it's like gotta hit it with a weed eater all the time. But we have to figure out something to do. We have to figure out some way to give that away because it's definitely got to be something to.
It's no time for a haircut, people.
I cut my own hair. I do it here in the bathroom.
He does.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
There's some keychains in there as well. So we have to figure out a way to give this away. I have no idea how the heck I think weren't there some ARC keychains?
Yeah.
So it's a whole bunch of ARC stuff. I don't know how we're gonna do it. I haven't figured it out, but I want it to go to an ARC audio fan that just loves this stuff. So maybe if you're one of those and you tell me how much you love it, I'll ship it out to you. I don't know, but we have that to give away. We still have 3 CDs to give away. We got a Pioneer book to give away. What else do we have?
So if you guys any people they like
ARC
audio, just tag them and say, hey man, they gonna give away this box. If you want it, show something about ARC audio, whatever.
Sides fast, top slow. If I shave my head bald, Sue would divorce me. So she's already told me that.
But you're not that far from there.
Shut up. Oh wait,
Five
hold on.
chickens.
Let me get my horse and I'm gonna crush you with it. He's a high one.
Love ARC audio.
You're gonna have to do more than just love an ARC audio.
Yes, exactly.
Any Scar audio lanyards or stickers? No.
Okay, so every time you buy...
When you buy an amp, you get a sticker.
Yeah, exactly, you get a sticker.
And I usually keep those.
You get a sticker and you get a sticker.
Maybe we'll talk with Shane and see if we can do some kind of Scar audio giveaway. We'll work on that one.
Yeah, man.
You know, I'm sure we could come up with something.
We'll see.
You know, maybe, a swag kit would be nice. Not product, because then Kevin would lose his mind. But
No.
maybe we get a couple
Product.
shirts and a hat or something like that. That would be cool. I'll take a disc when Jeff. Bobby, you're funny. Yeah. No, you know it's funny. I just talked to Jeff too. I should have gave him some crap about the discs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna give. I think the first thing we want to get rid of is the ARC thing. We'll probably concentrate more on that stuff when we get back from Knowledge Fest, because right now the Amp Global Knowledge Fest trip is kind of consuming all our time.
This is brought to you by Amp Global. Stinger, Fitness Goal, Pack,
Okay.
EcoMaster.
I like this one. What sounds better, Hertz or Focal?
Focal. I mean, I like Focal.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna be biased as hell. Honestly,
Okay, no, don't get me wrong. They both
sound amazing.
Amazing companies. Yes, they have their own.
Oh, that's
speakers.
cool. He's got a mean machine. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like to look at it like this. So you have Morel on one side, you have Focal on the other, and I like to think of Hertz right in the middle, so that it's not it's because they use a cloth tweeter, but it's not like a Morel cloth tweeter in that it sounds more louder like the Focal. So it's like if you don't want the ear sharpness of the Focal, but you don't want the mellow tone of the Morel, the Hertz goes right in the middle.
There you go. What do you say?
Usually Fernando picks Hertz, Dean picks Focal. We used to when that was all he'd ever heard, but
well, that was my first
love.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Hertz. But then the Toyota Tundra came one night.
One dark and stormy night, we were here till 10.
Oh my God, I was like,
yeah, and those weren't even broke in.
no, and I was like, oh my God. This is love right here.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It was too. It was funny. It was like, because you'd never heard anything like that. So,
man. And then from there, I just like
those are the moments that I get really like excited to be like an installer, because it's like just the satisfaction of seeing you hear those speakers for the first time, and just like it's like, because I don't know. It's kind of, I wouldn't say like a proud papa or anything like that, but it's just one of those moments. It's like, yeah, this is gonna be cool for him, and it's like maybe watching you kiss a girl for the first time or something like that. You know,
believe me, like you work for 2 days, 3 days, sometimes in the car, put in everything you can, and then in the end, just enjoy that for like, I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and it's worth it.
No, we haven't worked with that sound and dampening at all.
Dampening.
But no, give it a go. Make sure the surface is clean, and you'll be all set. You know, that's really all that matters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is the best DB for 212 subs? Ooh, I don't know, man. I'm not the DB 12 sub guy. For that, I'd ask EXO. I think he'd be the guy you'd want to ask. So, yeah. You know, because that's his forte in the YouTube world, or as it is.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Bobby's getting paid to watch us.
Bobby's getting paid to watch us?
Yeah.
He is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at that, man.
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I'll have to talk to Sue, who's cutting the checks. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning into this Wednesday's episodes of 5 Minutes with 5 Star.
Yeah.
We're going to head out of here. You guys have a great night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's 5 Minutes with 5 Star. What are you doing, Fernando?
Oh, I'm having fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of fun is that?
Putting roadkill.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And this new Honda with a semi-floating screen in the dash.
Yes.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's like, hey, let's kind of just make the radio float, but not really. Whatever works for you. Well, we got a package in the mail that we're pretty excited about. I got a knife. You ready to open it?
Yes, look.
All right, check it out.
I hold it.
No, go ahead. You do it.
No, you open it.
You want me to open it? I'll open it.
Hang on. Wait.
Okay, ready?
Well, you gotta say, what is this? Where does it come from?
I think the box pretty much is self-explanatory. But that would just be my thoughts. I'm super excited about this. This only took, 6 years to get? Yeah, I'm that guy at Christmas time that really opens the package up nice and slow. Ooh, oh, look at this beautiful piece of foam. Oh my gosh, and a letter. You've done something amazing. Look at that, people. Whoa, okay, hold on. There we go. There it is. It's the $100,000 plaque. That is so cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Should get the white gloves. I got a pair of those somewhere. It's made to hang. So you can hang it on the wall like that. Ooh.
Where are you gonna put it?
I have no idea. Probably in my bedroom. In the morning I'll get up and look at it. No, I have no idea where I'm gonna put it. Probably just leave it in the box. Not a chance. But anyways, this is a big moment for us. We're super excited that this finally came. Thanks, Big D Wiz, Derek, for going, hey man, you gotta actually order that thing. And I was like, oh, really? They don't just, no. So we were just sitting here going, wonder when our plaque is gonna come. Thanks to him going, hey, you gotta order that. And I was like, awesome.
Yeah.
So super cool.
Everybody's like, congratulations. Johnny says.
Let's turn this around so they can actually see us.
Johnny say, congrats on the 100, not to the million.
Whoa, slow it down, killer. That would be cool, though. All right. So we wanted to open that up.
Yeah.
We got another box coming Tuesday.
Yes.
There, scoot in the frame, remember, aspect ratios for this suck. So we got another box coming Tuesday that I'm super excited about to open with you guys because it's products that we've been waiting for and that a lot of you have been waiting for too. Yes, that'll be fun. Yeah. I just got the tracking today and they're like, hey, it'll be there Tuesday. I was like, ooh, surprises. Love me some surprises.
Yeah.
So that's always good times. And we didn't go live yesterday because we really didn't have anything to talk about, and we figured we went almost 20 minutes the day before, so,
Bobby, another box for me, too. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby,
well, I like that. Yeah, he went to Disney.
No, but he changed his name.
Oh, okay. Well, but it's Bobby. I mean,
That's
how many Bobbies? What's good, DNF? Happy Friday. Yes, and we were just talking about how super exciting it is to be Friday, and of course we don't get to partake in any of that joy because we get to work tomorrow. So, yay.
Exactly.
But hey, you know what? Let's make this a little bit of learning. We're not filming this. This is a new Honda Civic. I really wish we would have. It's supposed to be in at 9 o'clock this morning. It didn't show up until 1 o'clock because he showed up with this piece of cardboard here on his window. Apparently somebody decided they wanted to break out his window last night because, hey, isn't that fun, right? Isn't that fun?
That sucks.
Yeah. But anyways, this is the new Honda that has this, as we said, semi-floating radio on it. But what makes it unique is this guy right here. It has an amplifier in it. And unlike the previous amplifiers or anything else in a Honda, see this one little cable right here? Well, this is the signal. Everything comes into this. And
What are they called?
well, this is like it's either an SP-Diff or digital coax, Tosh link, something along those lines, but everything is digital coming over this, going into the amplifier. Then I guess the navigation and everything just comes out of this speaker.
Yeah, all the prompts.
Yeah, all the
from
prompts.
center.
So that is a 10-channel amplifier. 10 channels. So there's 4 speakers up front, 6 speakers in the rear, and 1 sub. I don't understand the 6 speakers in the rear. Still haven't figured that out. But what we have figured out is like the one on the passenger side rear here from the factory comes backwards. I'm guessing that's probably to add spaciousness or fix some form of hole in the sound. Lots of goofy stuff going on in here. All we're going to do though for this is we're doing a 4-channel amp. We're going to run it 3-channel mode. He just wants the front louder. So we're going with the D4800 audio control so we can do EQ and retune it for the access focals we're going to put in it. Tons of rear fill, huh? You know, it wasn't really, like, you don't even know they're on. That's the funny part. Let me show them to you, because they're kind of goofy. But anyways, we're going to do the 4800. It's going to power the fronts as well as the sub. Oh, hey, there it is right there. So, yeah, we're going to make a mount, and it's going to sit right here. There's the motor for the seat. So this is as far forward as it goes, but the seat actually comes back to about here. So we'll make a nice ABS mount that holds that in place. But yeah, look at these. So you have this little guy right here, and there again, it's not that big. So there's my hand. I don't have giant hands, but you get the idea. There's the tweeter, there's the mid-range. So there's a nice 3-way set in the rear. And who doesn't like a nice 3-way set in the rear? Can I get an amen? Wow, just leave me hanging with a 3-way set in the rear. I changed the rear speakers and put a 4-channel amp and bass amp on a 2005 Camaro. Will my backup sensors work? Non-both. As long as there's something still connected to those outputs, yes, the backup sensors will still work. Sorry, I saw that comment the other day and I meant to get back to you. I didn't. I apologize. But as long as, like in this, it's 10 channels. The center channel is the navigation prompt. So if we were to do a big 10-channel DSP in this, we would make sure we include all the things that make sound. So in your Camaro, if you were to just tie into the front speakers for the sound into the 4-channel amp and not use the radio's output for the rear speakers, and those are where the prompts come from, then no, you wouldn't hear the prompts anymore. But as long as you've tied into those prompts or tied into the channel that those prompts come from, you will still hear them as long as there is a speaker on the other side of that. Yeah. Anyways, how are you? My car is a Genesis 2000 sedan and good. Okay. That's neat. But, alright, so, and that's a stall tactic while I think of something else to say. And stall, a lot of those fun words. Who liked the Thinkware video today we put up? We finally got around to making one of the 3 videos we have coming for dash cams. So pretty excited about that. We have that we're going to be working on as soon as we get back from Knowledge Fest, which is being brought to you by Amp Global. Yay! Yay. And that starts Thursday of next week. All the footage from live. Okay, so there's going to be a ton of live next week. I'm just going to set you guys up for that. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is all going to be live stuff. We should have the schedule for when we're going to be doing the actual shows tomorrow.
Did you tell them about the speakers?
What speaker? No, you gotta have some surprises, man. Okay. Just relax. Relax, bro. No, we want to surprise them. There'll be surprises. Considering my truck Hit in the parking lot twice in 2 weeks. Wow, yes, you definitely need a dash cam for sure. Thinkware makes a bunch of them that have dual cameras. And yeah, well, if you saw the video, you understand. I have 2 commando tweeters and 2 drivers. What is the recommended crossover for those on a 4-channel amp? Well, you need to know more than that. Like, typically what you want to do is find out the FS of the speaker and multiply that by 2, and that will give you a good place to start. And you can usually find that on the website for the tweeters, which is the easiest place to go. But anyways, that's what's going on right now. We got to get back to work because this car didn't show up till 1 o'clock, even though it was supposed to be here at 9. Yeah. Okay. Fun day. Fernando?
See you guys later.
Bye. Bye. Happy Saturday. What's going on, everyone?
Happy Saturday.
Well, it is for you because you're headed out.
It's 3:30.
Yeah, it's time to go. You got to go take someone to the airport. So bye, Fernando.
See you guys later.
All right, you know what that means, guys. He's not going to be here for the show tonight.
No. But who's coming?
We have there's your beautiful wife.
I'm going to start liking everything.
Yeah, okay, get out of here. What are you doing? This guy, he's already trying to like board up the window and lock the doors. Some of us still have another 3 hours of this.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, Gabby. All right, guys, so Fernando's off. That means tonight we have a special guest. And I bet you guys could probably guess who it is. Could you? Give it a try. So what we're thinking about doing is, I don't know, maybe doing a little DSP talk with this individual, because when it comes to DSPs, he is the guy to talk to. Oh, big truck. Anyone ever heard that UPS bass? You know that, it's good stuff. So we'll have our special guest tonight to fill in for the role of Fernando. Though no one can fill his shoes, we'll give it a good try. We'll miss him dearly. And that's no lie, because it's really hard when he's not here. Other than that, it's just another Saturday. Lots of fun and excitement going on. I'm surprised no one has guessed who's going to fill in for Fernando tonight. I mean, come on. How many people can fill in? You guys can do it. I know you can. You need to stay for 4 more hours. Nope. He looks lost. Yeah, it happens. Hey, there you go. What a guest. Yes, tonight's special guest is going to be Jeff Smith. So make sure to give him a bunch of crap about, hey man, whatever happened to those cool CDs you promised? You know what I mean? Because Bill came through. Bill gave us some CDs, and that's cool. So we'll need to give some. We still got 3 of those to give away, so we're going there. Have that SQ guy again. He was serious. He is serious. But if you guys have SQ questions, he's definitely the guy to ask. We're also thinking about, since he's going to be here, is reviewing the Phoenix Gold DSP. It sounds like a good time. What is a good Apple CarPlay hand unit that is not too expensive? Honestly, right now, the new hotness is the Alpine ILX W650. It's the short chassis one. We did a full review on it. Head over to the YouTube channel and check that out. But that thing is smoking hot. We're selling a ton of them. It's got a capacitive touch screen instead of the clear resistive. It's 7-inch. It looks good. It's super easy to use. And that's usually the good thing. Will the new audio control 5-channel amp have built-in DSP? The first one, like all the other amps, will be an LC. Anytime they release the new amplifiers, the LCs come first, followed in a couple months by the Ds. So they want to make sure that the LC works, meaning the amp is fully functional and there are no issues, before they go ahead and develop the D or the DSP version of it, because that's going to create a whole nother set of headaches. So first amp we're going to get is going to be the LC. All the way from Atlanta, Georgia, what's going on? You guys put the Alpine with CarPlay in my car, and it is incredible. Well, there you go, guys. A testimonial. Who doesn't love live testimonials? That's so cool. Yeah, so there you go. Haha. But that's it. That's what we got going on. We just pulled out the Honda that we were working on yesterday. Finished that up. I got to tell you right now, that new Honda Civic, that is, Honda went full crazy on that one. I'm not going to lie. What they've done to the sound in that, I'm thinking the next one we do, we'll just put an 8-channel amplifier in it, and then it's like a sub amp, and then let the center channel just work off of the power in the little stupid 8-channel amplifier it has. Just let it do its EQ and DSP thing all on its own, because they do some crazy all-pass filters and time alignment and all that. Luckily, we did go with the audio control amplifier, so we were able to fix all of it, and it sounded phenomenal when we were done, if I don't say so myself, which I just did, so I'm sorry, but it was nice. Unicorn double DIN, HDMI, Unicorn double DIN, HDMI, HD screen, wireless CarPlay. Yeah, that is a unicorn. Good call. Yeah, it's a unicorn. There are no such things. Everyone is close. Like the Kenwood is close, but it has no HDMI. But it has an auxiliary input, so you can get the media links for my Simple, which is the aux RCA to HDMI adapter, and put it in that way. That would probably be the closest thing you're going to get to that. Oh, wait, no. What am I thinking? Dude, the Pioneer 4500. Hold on. What do we want? Unicorn double DIN, HDMI, HD screen. Oh, no. Okay, so the HD screen automatically puts you into a Kenwood. So you'd have to do the Kenwood and use the Media Links cable in order for that to happen. 99 F-150 single DIN. Will the Alpine Halo work for that without having to modify any? Yeah, you should be fine there. It is going to... That's a pretty... No, you'll be fine. You will. It doesn't come with a dash kit, though. It doesn't come with the metal sleeve. So you will have to get a metal sleeve for it in order to mount it into place. You know, they do make a double DIN Metra does make a double DIN dash kit for that now, where you cut the top of the dash to mount the double DIN in there. You might want to check that out if you're not too attached to the dash, like it's not like a show truck or anything, because you could fit a double DIN in there now. That's pretty cool. What would be a good 4-channel that would fit under the seat of a Dodge Ram? Most Dodge Rams have tons of room underneath there. 4-channel wise, I mean, the LC 4.800, since we were just talking about audio control, if you want to go a little bit smaller, the ACMs will work. Stinger has their little 4-channel. Gosh, Kicker makes a nice 4-channel. Kenwood has their inexpensive 4-channel or 5-channel for that matter, both in the entry-level Exelon and the higher-end Exelons. I even think the Pioneer GM will fit. Pretty much every brand out there has a small enough 4-channel that'll fit underneath that Dodge Ram seat. Unless it's a newer Dodge Ram, like new, and then there's a little height there, in which case you can just go all the way back into underneath the box. Aux to HDMI, loss of quality, negligible on small screen. Totally, yeah, because remember, you could still do 720 into an aux input, and the screen is only 720, so you're okay. We've done it. It's never great. Your screen is always going to look better because this screen is 1080, and the best you're going to get out of the Kenwood is 720. So it's not bad. And that also will allow you, if you do it that way, that will allow you to screen share it on a monitor and behind you. Because remember, HDMI is copywritten. You can't go HDMI in and coax out, but if you split it before you go into the radio, you can feed that HDMI signal out to the back monitor. So if you got little kiddies and they want to watch stuff, that's a great way to do it. That was the bypass on the Pioneers for the HDMI to share it out the back, is to just say screw it, go into the auxiliary adapter with the Media Links cable from iSimple. Pack Amp Pro 4 updated firmware doing something, no audio on certain CAN bus issues. Okay, so anything that has anything to do with something like that, you definitely just want to give them a call. They have wonderful tech support, and they're there to help you. They're only there to help you Monday through Friday, though. Saturday is strictly reserved for dealers. So if you are a dealer, you can get a hold of them on Saturday. Otherwise, give them a call Monday and talk to them about it. Anytime there's an issue with an Amp Pro, they definitely want to know, because it is a new platform, in that it has only been out, the whole category has only been out for a year, 2 years tops. So, new cars come out, new problems occur. They want to know about them so they can fix them. Let's see what we got. I'm going to get okay, hold on. I'm going to get a tune-up on my Malibu and drive down to you guys so I could get a head unit installed. Perfect. We'll be here. Give Paul a call before you do, because we book a couple weeks out. What would be a common issue that would cause noise in your audio system before you turn it on? I have an Alpine ILX W650 installed with 2JL. Ooh. First thing I'd ask, not that it had anything to do with the noise, but make sure your ILX W650 is up to date. It does not ship with the most recent firmware on it, so make sure you do that first because that's an important update for sure. Now, if you have noise before the radio turns on, that's a strange one because it shouldn't be there. Now, the radio never actually turns off. As soon as the car turns on, the radio turns on and it feeds the remote turn on because the amplifier needs to be on to work CarPlay and Bluetooth and all those things. So there's actually no shut off on that radio. So that means as soon as you turn on the car, the amplifier is turning on. You could be, I don't know. I'd have to hear it. That's a tough one. But there's at least gets you started to think about where to go. Let's see. Let's go here. Aux, which is composite, I thought was limited to 480. You might be right on that. I thought that it put out 720 at one point. We haven't reviewed the MediaLinks cable in like 2.5 years. And I know at the time I could have sworn it was 720, but you might be right. I apologize. Like I said, I haven't actually done one of those cables or researched it or played with it in 2.5 years. Once we shot all those videos and then that, we just kind of stopped looking at the piece. We put them in every often, not that much anymore. Quick question. Just had my Pioneer stereo display amp error. I took the dash apart, pulled out the front right speaker, and it started playing again. Is the speaker bad? It was just playing fine before. So here's a funny thing that happens sometimes with speakers. The coil will actually short out to the basket of the speaker, in that when you screw it into the car, the basket shorts out. The speaker, if you hold it in your hand, it will play. Screw it into the car, it goes, shorts out. Yes, at that point, that does mean that the speaker is bad, and you're going to need to replace it with a new one. It is weird, though, and it is very not common. Although when James from New Zealand had his channel, he actually had a Rockford woofer that did that and took out the amplifier. That was kind of funny and a long time ago because you'd never think that would happen. Let's keep going here. I have 2 Commando super tweeters, 500 watts each at 8 ohms. How will I tune these without blowing? P.S. I keep blowing my tweeters. All right, so a friend of mine by the name of Jethro Eason, who is what I like to refer to as my go-to loudspeaker guy. He's been doing this longer than I know of anyone that has. And I asked him that same question. I said, hey man, how do you keep these loudspeakers from blowing? And he laughs at me and he goes, dude, I wire them in series and I only put them in pairs. I said, what do you mean? He goes, I said, like 16 ohm? He goes, all the time. I said, really? He goes, yeah, they don't need to be at 8 ohms. They don't need a lot of power. Those 500 watt tweeters, they never see 500 watts. They're just, it's a mathematical number that they come up with because the magnet's so big. There's still monofilament there. There's no way that they're going to handle that kind of power. It's kind of a sales thing. You guys know all about that. It's car audio, right? Anyways, what he does is he runs 2 wires over. He puts the speakers in series, brings that ohm load down. Volume's still about the same because they're stupid loud, but he doesn't get any blown tweeters that way. I would suggest maybe trying that if you can. And that would be going from positive on one speaker to the negative on the other speaker. Speaker baffles for door speakers for reduced vibration and tighter resonance, yay or nay? Yeah, always. Baffles are the way to go. I mean, if you're screwing the speaker into that little thin piece of metal, which most cars don't even have anymore, then yeah, a baffle on there, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch thick, if it has room for it, would definitely work. I mean, when we had Nick Wingate on the show, he talked about the baffles that he made for his Chevy truck. Go back and watch. Just type in Nick Wingate, and that was the live show. So I don't remember what it was. It was like 6 months ago. And he talks about the baffles. You want to talk about some baffles. This guy is crazy baffled. All right, hang on. Let's see what we got here. Lots of questions. I have an Orion 5001. Ooh, I want one of those just because it looks cool. Worked for almost 1 year. Then one day it was playing and it caught on fire. Red. Ooh, dang. I mean, that's what happens. Unfortunately, I like to call it the step out in front of the bus syndrome. It's like everything is working perfectly and then you walk outside just like in the movies and you're gone. That's just how things go. It's like there's sometimes no rhyme or reason to any of it. When it's time for the amplifier to go, it goes. Was there something that probably led up to that? Yeah. Did you miss it? Probably. But it could have been anything. It could have been the terminal that holds the power wire in the amplifier was starting to get loose. If you have multiple like 0 gauge, maybe every now and then you should go in there and just torque those, make sure they're nice and tight, because they heat up, they cool down. They heat up, they cool down, and what that causes is it causes that to loosen up a bit, and when that loosens up, bad things happen. For example, because I like props, that's what happened to this amplifier here. It was loose, and when it got loose, as you can see, it doesn't take much, and there you go, fire, burn. Thank you, Scar, for providing us with that amplifier. It's a great tool to teach. All right, let's fast forward here to the end. One treater crackles on some notes and is quieter than the other. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad. It's definitely bad. There's something wrong with it. It shouldn't do that. I'm sure if you put a meter on them, they're going to be 2 different ohm loads. So, yeah, I would definitely just get it warrantied out or buy a new one, whatever it is. But, yeah, that's not a good thing. Have a 3rd gen Tacoma and would like to run dual amps. I have an LC7i and a Kenwood, 5-channel, the XO1, nice amp. Planning to upgrade soon. Okay. It's a Tacoma, so there's really nothing special about the Tacoma. What I would recommend doing, though, for you, if you're going to keep that factory Tacoma radio, is head over to metraonline.com and pick up the Access T-Harness for their DSP. They're like $35, and that'll allow you to T-Harness right into the radio and hook up your LC7i and not have to cut anything. It'll give you an input and output. We do have a video showing you how to integrate into your radio using a T-Harness. There again, I think it's in one of the it's not in the install diaries, it's in the other car stereo tips or reviews or whatever it is playlist, so definitely check that out, and that'll help you with that. Does he have a YouTube channel on loudspeakers? Don't know. Oh, no, he does not. Jethro? No, he makes, what is the name? Eternal Audio, I think is the name of his company. But yeah, they've been in the SPL scene for a really long time. Have you installed a Focal 3-way setup into a newer GMC truck? Unfortunately, no. And no, we just haven't done it. It's we've done the Alpine because those came with the cool grills, but then they discontinued that, which really sucked, but that's what happens. Which tweeters are the best for insane, crazy... Yeah, that. So it depends what you're talking about. If you're talking about loudspeaker tweeters, I'm not going to have an answer to that because that's not my genre of tweeters. Now, what we use to get close to that, because like obviously not everyone wants to hack up their door or their car to put that big tweeter in there, is we like to use, in lieu of the loudspeaker, we'll go with the Rockford T2 speaker, the T2 tweeter. That guy is, in my opinion, the loudest little tweeter I have ever heard, and is the most that it sounds the most like a loudspeaker. It gets down and boogies. It is also more expensive than those style speakers, but there again, the trade-off is you don't have to cut a giant hole. Now, if we have the space for those, where they can go into like a 3.5 or something like that, I always go with the Neo tweeters. I like the way those sound, and they're narrow, so I can make a mount for them with no issues. What's the max watts a stock stereo wiring handle for door speakers? So you got to remember, it's going to be actively crossed over, so you're not going to be putting a full amount of power through it. But typically cars are going to have 16 gauge through the door, and that's enough to handle about 100 watts. Give or take. Obviously not every, and remember, just because an amp says it's 100 watts doesn't mean there's actually 100 watts coming out of the amplifier. So very rarely do you actually have to upgrade that. If you can and you want to, though, by all means, go ahead. A lot of the times, like if you just caught the video that we did on the Raptor, we were going with the LC 4.800, and those were 2 ohms, so that's maximum power out of that amplifier. It's like 180 watts or something like that. We didn't want to drill through his brand new truck door, so what we did is we ran new wire up to the kick panel, attached it there, and then inside the door, Fernando shortened, because the wire like came in and did this and then attached to the speaker. So we made it the shortest distance between 2 points into the speaker. So we cut out as much of that factory speaker wiring as possible. And then of course we put connectors on it, so if you ever needed to, we can just plug it back into play and he'll have his factory wiring back. There we go. There's another amp that would recommend that is good or better than the Orion. Honestly, I don't know. I'm the 5,000 watt guy is not me. I know EXO is running some big ass amps in his truck. I would throw him that question maybe. I'm sure he'd give you a good answer. I know Steve has that B2 audio stuff that seems to be really nice. Maybe check that out. Full active 3-way on a 1517 Camry. Can you do it? I'm looking to schedule in November. I'd have to look at the door and see. I know they're up in the dash. I thought it was a 2-way set in that. We'd have to figure out some place to put the tweeter. Give us a call. We'll figure it out. Maybe take some pictures of the door and email it to us, and we'll see what we can come up with. That would be the easiest way to handle that. I have a JL Audio 1001 VS and the JL Audio. Okay, I'm still having dimmer issues even with the big 3. What can I do to solve it? Okay, so the big 3 isn't going to solve that. All that's going to do, you got to remember. So think of it as, all right, anytime you think of battery voltage, you have to think of water through a hose, all right? If you're at a house and you put a hose, a standard 1-inch hose, okay, water's going to flow through that at maximum pressure. You put your thumb on it, you go crazy, do all the things you want, all right? Because that's all that's coming. Now, if I take that hose off and I screw on, let's say, a 2-inch hose, like a fire hose, same length, 25 feet, do you think I'm going to get any more water out of that? No. I'm just going to have a bigger hose to move the same amount of water. So even though you did a big 3, you didn't increase anything and you didn't make anything different. All you did was say, hey, I have a bigger hose to move the same amount of water through. Are you going to get a little more? Maybe if some of the resistance changed, which it probably did, you'll get a little bit more amperage, just a tad. But that's it. If you want to fix that, you have to have power. And there again, simply adding batteries to it will increase capacitance, meaning that as you're driving around, not banging on your stereo and that alternator is creating power and that front battery's full, well, it's done. It doesn't have anywhere to go. So by adding a second battery now when you're driving around and not banging the stereo, you can take that power that would normally not do anything or not go anywhere and move it into that second battery. So a small battery in the back of the car would definitely help that issue. Think of it as a reserve. Now, in situations where you're going to be putting a big battery in there and you're a balls to the wall all day long kind of guy and you want to play it, well, either you have 2 choices. 1, get a bigger alternator, which for that car is probably going to be difficult. Or 2, look into some form of wall charging, meaning if you park it in the garage at night, maybe once a week, just plug it in from a charger into the wall just to top it off and get it going. Those are both, that's what I would do. Yay, I made it. What's up, Shaughnessy? How's it going? Your guys' texts keep popping up on here. Install Ninja. Follow Install Ninja. That's Install Ninja. If you're in Canada, you definitely want to install them. And a big shout out to Canada. Woo. All right, here we go. And for those of you that don't know who Shaughnessy is, he is the current right now, trusted tech for the industry. I'm going to try to get him on the show next week because he'll be in Dallas. So we'll try to get him on so you can put a face with a name because everyone loves a face with a name. All right, I've been talking long enough and I've got other stuff I need to do. Ooh, look, a tripod. What could that be useful for? Above the router station. Monday video. Do I smell a Monday video? Who will be next? Only time will tell. There's 5 to choose from, and we'll all find out at Knowledge Fest on Sunday. That's right, Knowledge Fest. And who's the sponsor for Knowledge Fest this year for the 5-star trip? That would be Amp Global. And who works for Amp Global? None other than Jeff Smith, who's going to be our guest tonight, filling in for Fernando. So make sure you tune back in on YouTube at 6 o'clock. We're going to have DSP. We're going to have fun. We're going to have the SQ guy and the national sales trainer. So, I mean, he's good at all that other stuff, too. But, hey, let's keep it to SQ and have a lot of fun. All right, guys. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you in 2 hours and 15 minutes. Holy crap. All right, guys. See you soon.